Hello and welcome back to this Ain't Your Papa's Resident Evil. Resident Evil.
It's one of those Resident Evils. And so I know we're leaving a lot of these items behind, but that's because we have no space for it, even if we wanted it. And so
Yeah, as nice as these acid rounds are that you can only use from a bazooka. Thanks, Barry.
No, but that fizz is gonna come important later.
Fine, let's crack that thing open, pour it on one of the doors, get the hell out of here, and call it a day.
And so we're gonna move on to the item box.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, Terry!
But fortunately, zombies. I'm pretty sure zombies can't navigate stairs.
Terry, what are you doing away from Bob? And Carl's here.
All I want to do.
Oh, Carl's been drinking again.
He has been. All I want to do.
And Terry knows how to walk down steps. Good for him.
All I want to do is get to the save point. And so there's
which
another.
is our typewriter.
Yep, typewriter. Fortunately, we have lots of ink ribbons, and so now we're up to more ammo. There's a flask, which I'll explain the importance of here in a moment.
Which, given the kind of day this chick is having, she needs a flask. She needs the flask, she needs what's in the flask, she needs to refill that flask, and then empty it again in her stomach.
Well, we're not going to use the flask to drink. We're going to use it for other purposes.
Damn it.
Alright, now typically I wouldn't do it at this point, but, well, I need to actually get it out. I don't know if you noticed, but in the item box was 3 more ink ribbons.
Yes.
And so, oh, what am I doing? I don't need that emblem yet either. And so we're going to go ahead and make a little save, just in case, for whatever reason, I fumble and mess up and need to do a little save, do a little load.
Well, it's actually really cool to see this because...
Just ignore those,
those other saves. They ignore the man behind the curtain. No, it actually is interesting because, like, I remember when Dead Space first came out, like, I heard a lot of people complain about how you could, in the higher difficulty settings, you could only save a limited number of times. So it's interesting to see where the creators might have been influenced for that.
Right.
Because when I first heard of it, you know, I'm thinking it's just difficulty for difficulty's sake. But when, you know, you have a situation like this where it's actually part of the game's mechanic, just whatever level you're on, it's
right. Now,
cool.
Most of the time, I kind of would have a problem with that, but Resident Evil is generous with its ink ribbons, that they come in packs of 3, and we've already collected 2. There's a whole nother item box, so once we get to that one, there's going to be 9. Then there's going to be others that we can find throughout the game. So there's well over 20 odd, you know, save points, and so even if you exhausted all of those, which I don't see how you could. The game is still relatively small, and so you could theoretically go back and make up progress relatively quickly. A big part of the length in this game just comes from the backtracking or solving a puzzle or whatnot.
Now, I have noticed, I thought this would actually change as we progressed through. Ah, damn it, Carl. Now Carl and Terry are gone. That is interesting to see.
I don't think he's gone.
Well, something's moving. It is interesting to see because I thought this would change after the cutscenes and once we started getting into the game. But something that's very unique here is that there is nothing else on screen. There's no health bar, stamina bar.
Right.
There's no little gun in the corner that says 15, 14, 13 every time you shoot.
Right. So all your information is in your menu, right?
Yeah.
And so over here on the left hand side, I'm in yellow caution, which that's kind of the midway point. Since I got attacked from behind, I didn't use the defensive dagger. And so I'm in yellow caution right now. That there's stages of fine, caution, and then danger if I get in the red. These green herbs will heal 25%, and then based on combining, they can heal more than that. But what I intend to do is find our other zombie friend.
Oh, there's Carl.
And
Oh no, that's Terry. Terry was upstairs.
I don't trust that you're dead.
Nor should you. Terry's always playing possum.
Alright, so with him out of the way.
Now, is he like? You said he stays dead.
No.
He only stays dead if you blow up his head.
That's correct. And
Okay.
so what I'm going to do now is go back into that office that we were just in to pick up some of the items. And I'm going to deal with those. That item, that wood plank, we don't need quite yet. And so I'm just going to leave it there. But this item that I'm going to pick up in this office, in this study here, deals with that mechanic. And so it's not going to be this item. This is going to be for a puzzle. We want the
a dog whistle.
We want the dog whistle.
Will it actually call the zombie dogs?
Yes. And
Will it drive them away?
No.
Damn.
But for this puzzle, we want the dogs. We're going to have to confront the dogs.
Okay.
And so here we've got a crumpled memo. Today, Sir Spencer told me to hide something where no one could find it. Sir Spencer, of course, being the owner of the mansion.
Of course.
Well, I had this idea. I figured if I could somehow have it protected by a dangerous animal, like the vicious canine that lives here, no one would be able to get near it. As far as I can tell, the mutt is always hanging around the second floor balcony on the west side of the terrace. And he ought to come running at the sound of a dog whistle. This is where you come in. The thing is, I reckon you're the only person that can get near that damn dog without risking some serious mauling. Which means only you can put this collar on him. The object that Sir Spencer, once hidden, is concealed inside. You're the only person I can trust with this. Of course, you'll get something out of it as well. Remember that certain item that you've always wanted to get a hold of? Well, in exchange for your services, I just might be able to get it for you. This could work out well for the both of us. John Tolman.
Well, now the mystery's just gotten a little deeper.
And so that is going to be our clue. And so, oops.
So, Sir Spencer, being the head of the house,
Right.
asked, I'm guessing this is his butler or bodyguard.
Well, it's a worker of some sort.
A servant of some kind,
Right.
to hide it.
Right.
Now, I'm guessing the servant didn't actually write this for any intruder. He wrote it for someone else within the house?
He wrote it for another servant.
Okay.
That as we come to find out, the Spencer Mansion had a lot of servants, had a lot of workers, things like that. And so when it was describing on the note, we are actually going to be, not now, but we're going to be going to deal with the dog in the west side of the mansion and the second floor balcony right outside the dining room,
Okay.
in the green area that we have filled out.
All right.
And so eventually we're going to be going out that red door that connects to the kind of empty space at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Out in the balcony to call the dog to get that item.
Okay. Now that's very interesting because it almost sounds like, well, if Sir Spencer wanted it to be hidden, he obviously wanted it hidden. So it's weird that this servant was almost plotting to have this thing taken.
Well, it's not a plot so this item is basically another key item that's needed to progress through the mansion. And Spencer wanted it hidden, and so instead of hiding it, in an actual place or whatever, they took it to put it on the dog.
Well, I'm saying it's just interesting that he told
Another person.
Yeah.
Well,
like almost like he wanted to brag about it, but at the same time, like, well, I know there's this is where I've hidden it. Should anything happen to me, you know where to get it.
Right.
But it didn't sound like that. It sounded like, okay, I've fulfilled his request, but I still want you to get it for me without him having to know about it, and if you do this, I'll give you something in return. So, are we lighting him on fire?
Yes.
Burn, baby, burn!
Yeah, and that, when we next come back in this room, that zombie will be gone. And that...
Permadead.
Yeah. And that is what we want, because spoilers, we don't want him coming back up.
So, since we can't blow up their heads, this is how we make sure that they don't come back.
Right. We have to use another resource to deal with them. And so...
That is really interesting.
And so, throughout the mansion, throughout the game, there are these, and I kind of did it while you were telling your story, is that filled up the canteen with this kerosene.
Yeah, I saw you do this.
And so now it's telling me there's only half full, and so now we have to refill it, and now there's only a little bit left.
So we can only use that kerosene canteen
a couple more times. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure we are good for the time being. Let's go ahead and just take it, just in case. Yeah, because the upstairs dining room, I killed that zombie, and I want to get rid of him.
Yeah. Because that was the one you put the dagger in his head.
Right.
And when we came back through again, he was gone.
But still, well, he wasn't gone.
Gone.
No, I'll show you. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of go back to that same area.
It's so weird to be back in a game with fixed camera angles.
Yeah, it's fine. Like
it's just so weird to me because I guess it's the only real word for it. I've been so spoiled with so many of the games that I play with the 3D functions of being able to turn the camera 360 degrees thanks to that second analog stick.
Right.
To go back to a fixed camera game is so kind of off-putting to me right now.
Well, what that does is that lets the designers of the game do a couple of things. That lets them just focus on one particular shot, and just design and perfect that one particular shot, without worrying about rendering, a whole 360 degree view. The other thing it does, especially in the survival horror context, is it leaves you with some vulnerability, right? It takes some control away from you.
Definitely. It makes it scarier just on the simple fact of you cannot see what is coming.
That's right. And so right now we're making our way to the second kind of item box area.
Okay. But yeah, I hadn't thought about your first point before about how having it like this means it's almost like a freeze frame of each set, so you can polish and perfect it from this one angle and this one set and make it look it the way you want it to. Whereas if it's 360, you have to make sure everything looks the same way all the time. Or this gives you a little bit more time to focus on the things you want to focus on. Goodbye, Bill.
Yep, there's Bill.
Oh, the puddle's spreading.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Have that itching, burning feeling?
Oops.
Try Clear Eyes.
Oh no. The Ben Stein zombie.
Yep. That's what it reminded me of.
Alright, so we're gonna go down here. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Dead guy, Resident Evil, kind of everywhere.
It's alright. We'll get to a place where Jill doesn't expect stuff. Alright, so we've made it to the other save room, the other item box, the medical save room. And so this is another fine place to stop, catch our breath, enjoy the most relaxing music in survival horror history. Nope, you know you're in a safe place because you hear this tune.
It's true.
And so we'll leave you to think about that, leave you to relax, and we'll see you next time.
Later.